Hey, so good morning to the Higher Praise Daily Nugget. I'm Darren Pittenger, and today is Thursday, March 26th. As we get started today, I just wanted to take a few minutes. I don't know what elementary school it was that yesterday afternoon came through the neighborhood here at the church, and they were honking and had a caravan. I went outside just kind of check it out and saw that there were kids out on street corners with signs waving to them. It was pretty cool to be a part of. So whatever elementary school that is that's over here by Indian Rock and Higher Praise, which is at 1220 South Greeley, or 1220 Greeley. Anyway, it's pretty cool to see. So as today, I open up with today's devotional. It's called Facing Failure. And it starts off with Mark 14:27. Then Jesus said to them, all of you will run away because it is written. As you follow Jesus, you will face moments of great distress. At times it will seem that these events conspire you to cause a stumble in your relationship with Him. You do not initiate them, but they arise from opposition or the intensity of your circumstances. Nevertheless, failure is the end result. The disciples faced such fierce opposition to their Lord that they all failed Him on the night Jesus was crucified. You know, I don't like to use that term failure. To me, failure just means that once you didn't accomplish something, you just flat give up. Don't continue on. Don't get back up and dust yourself off and try again. We all face obstacles in life. Obstacles is just part of it. And I do believe that the Lord uses those obstacles to cause us growth. Peter boasted that he was incapable of forsaking Jesus, and it talks about this in Mark 14:29 through 31, which says, Peter said to him being Jesus, even if everyone else deserts you, I never will. Jesus replied, I tell you the truth, Peter, this very night before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. No, Peter declared emphatically, even if I have to die with you, I will never deny you. And all the others have vowed the same. All the others he's referring to as the original disciples or the apostles. Yet Jesus assured the disciples, even before their failure, that it was inevitable. The scriptures had prophesied it. God always knew the disciples would fail His Son. He wasn't caught by surprise. He had made provision for their shortcomings, knowing He would eventually develop them into apostles who would fearlessly preach the gospel, perform miracles, and teach each others. Later, when the risen Christ encountered Peter on the seashore, He did not ask Peter for a confession of his sin, but a confession of His love. And this was talked about in John 21:15 through 17. After breakfast, Jesus asked Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? And these he's referring to fish that they were cooking for breakfast. Yes, Lord, Peter replied, you know I love you. Then feed my lambs, Jesus told him. Jesus repeated the question. Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter replied, yes, Lord, you know I love you. Then take care of my sheep, Jesus said. The third time Jesus asked him, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter was hurt that Jesus had asked the question a third time. Lord, you know everything. You know I love you. Then Jesus said, then feed my sheep. You may fear that your failure has caught God by surprise. Perhaps you promised, like Peter, to stand with the Lord, but you failed. God was just as aware that you would fail Him as He was with the original disciples. He has made provision to respond every time you stumble. Don't think that somehow your failures are bigger or more complex than anything that God has dealt with. If you are facing challenges that seem overwhelmed, don't be discouraged. God has already foreseen them and prepared for them. And the last reading that we have is from 1 Corinthians 10:13. The temptations of your life are no different from what others experience. God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, He will show you a way out so that you can endure. You know, as believers with Christ, we all face obstacles. And I'm a firm believer that the Lord uses those obstacles as learning opportunities and tools and lessons for something that He has prepared for us. And if the Lord is preparing us for something, you can rest be assured you're not going to fail, because He's going to be right there with you. If it's bigger than you are, that's okay, because you have Him there with you. And He's not going to let you fail. He will give you the words. He will give you the direction. You just have to believe it. Now, I believe that one way that we can go about this is we need to have a steady prayer life with the Lord. Thank Him for our blessings. And no matter how bad your situation could be, there's always blessings. For example, those of you that are watching this, you opened your eyes today, correct? That's a blessing. You're able to impact others in such a way that it cannot be measured. And sometimes those impacts, we don't even know that we've impacted others until down the road. So, I ask that you consider to start a prayer life. Tonight, our high school youth group called SOAK, which stands for Soldiers of a Risen King, are going to talk a little bit about prayer life, how to pray, what it looks like, and go from there. So this is day number 2 of the Higher Praise Daily Nuggets. So continue to watch, continue to share, and there will be more things that will be coming up, and we will share and dig into and talk about. So continue to share, continue to follow, and you make it a great day. Know your worth.